An unlikely hero emerges from a tragic fire. An East End building engulfed in flames, a wall collapsing on firefighters as they scrambled to escape with their lives.
But when our first responders need saving, who comes to the rescue?
I give the credit to God, that I was able to be there.
Tonight, we're meeting the homeless man who became a hero, risking his own life to save others, sacrificing his own safety, trying to ensure our firefighters made it home to their families. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Daniela Guzman.
And I'm Keith Garvin. As you may know, last week, Houston police say an arsonist set fire to a warehouse in Houston's East End. Tragically, that fire claimed the life of Houston firefighter Marcelo Garcia.
But what you don't know is that Garcia's fellow firefighters may have met a similar fate, if not for a man named David Suchil, a bystander experiencing homelessness, who rushed into the burning building to pull those firefighters out to safety.
His courage undoubtedly saved lives that night. KPRC2's Joy Addison spoke with him about the experience and his selfless actions in a story you'll see only on 2 tonight. Joy?
Well, Danny and Keith, we were here yesterday just to get an update on that arson investigation into the fire at this warehouse here behind me. And while we were talking to police and firefighters, they mentioned a man who also lended a hand. Now, he's homeless, but they say he did help a firefighter. His name is Dave, and we have his story only here on 2.
I just walked by that building earlier. It was nice, peaceful and quiet, There was a couple guys outside talking. And then next thing I know, there's people trapped under the brick and the fire's going.
That fire ignited by an arsonist, according to investigators, at this warehouse here on Supply Road in the city's east side, just yards from this area that David Suchil calls home. He says when he heard the fire trucks, he ran to help the first responders. As he made it to the scene, things turned tragic.
That's when the 4 guys went up to the front door. And we're trying to open the front door.
But Dave didn't hesitate.
And I was able to kind of push the wall.
His hands are bandaged and full of blisters from the inferno. That firefighter was pulled to safety while the others continued fighting the flames that consumed the warehouse and caused life-ending injuries to 42-year-old Marcelo Garcia. He is the first Houston firefighter to die from injuries at a fire scene in more than a decade.
Going in, I thought to myself, if I was down there, would I wish somebody went and helped me, you know what I'm saying?
Suchil, the son of a pastor, doesn't hide from the fact that his life hasn't been angelic. The 49-year-old shared with me his struggles with addiction and the law. A parole violation landed him in Houston 2 years ago. He's been homeless in this overgrown lot for the last 6 months with very little contact to the outside world. During our conversation, he says he has no phone. The bottom line for Suchil, the chance to help save another hero's life reminded him that he has a purpose, even if he doesn't have a home.
I give the credit to God, that I was able to be there. I feel as if though this is God's way of putting some positive in my life.
And Suchil made it clear that he was terrified that night, but he says it was God who helped him to be able to assist the firefighters. And as far as the investigation into the fire at this warehouse, investigators tell KPRC it's not over. In Houston, Joy Addison, KPRC 2 News.